As a matter of fact, it'll be the third time that we are participating at the World Future Energy Summit. For this year, we put on our agenda two topics. One is falls under the area of energy storage. We call it sea storage. And the other topic is e-buses. Now, under sea storage, it's basically a technology which makes diesel generators obsolete. It's a system where you can store energy either from the grid or from sustainable energy supply sources like solar or wind. And with that system, you can then supply energy to a consumer. It could be an event, for example, without the need of running diesel generators on a constant basis. So that's one area which we want to focus on, and for that we also will have a real life example at our stand. The other area is e-buses. We are quite involved in the e-bus technology. We have currently an interesting reference running with the city of Vienna. And the interesting thing is it is not only a vehicle which is powered by batteries. The interesting thing is that we invented a combination of technical solutions which allows to recharge these batteries at the bus stops, which then on the long run extends the range of these buses. And to be honest, such a solution, such an e-bus solution would also ideally fit, for example, to complement Master City as one of our partners here in the region. Thirdly, you asked why are we continuously participating at the World Future Energy Summit. Well, it's quite simple. At this event, leading companies are gathering with whom we can share experiences, we can have discussions. It's an ideal platform to have talks about technical solutions and current trends in sustainability. And we found that it's ideal, it's an ideal platform, and that's why we are participating. You know, I call it, we are currently living in the decade of rail in the Middle East. The whole region is booming with rail projects. Metros in almost each important city in the region are coming up. Metro Riyadh, Metro Jeddah, Metro Mecca, Metro Doha, I can go on. Metro Abu Dhabi, of course, as well. So that by itself says that the focus must be on rail. And luckily, in this area, be it now metro or be it mainline, I think we have a very interesting portfolio to offer. Just to give you one example, we are currently executing one tram project in Qatar. It's actually the first catenary-free tram which is being built in the region. So you don't see any overhead lines and that kind. Again, the tram is recharging in the station, a little bit like the e-buses which I mentioned before. And that's in the middle of the execution. We also have metro solutions, we have mainline solutions. So basically a portfolio which ideally fits to the current demand here. In particular in the region, yes, I would mention two additional areas. One is in relation to building technologies. Where do we come from there? Statistically, in our region, we know that around 70% of the energy consumption it goes into air conditioning. So it's an obvious area to look at if you want to improve something. And for that we are offering building automation solutions which help to save energy in controlling the temperature in the rooms, in also helping to control the lighting conditions. And the other area is smart metering. Currently, we are running a pilot project with the utility in Qatar. We are installing smart meters, and the background to that is that basically these meters will help to control and optimize the consumption in relation to the peak hours per day. It also will help the utility in a proper billing process according to tariffs, dependent when most of the electricity has been used. So this is also a quite interesting field, which is relatively new in the region, and I'm quite happy that there are already other utilities of the region. They are aware of this pilot project which we are having in Qatar, and they are very interested, and they would very much like to get into a dialogue and perhaps adapt it to their own networks. I would say let's start with the human. As we all know, living in this region for quite a while, many of the basic commodities are subsidized. We know that the electricity prices are very low here for a normal consumer. The same goes for water. Fuel is another aspect. It's almost fun to fill your car, and that of course doesn't exactly support the behavior of the people. If electricity is cheap, if water doesn't almost cost nothing, you're not really, I would say, made aware of saving these resources. So I think this is one reason. The other reason, of course, it's not so much the consumer. It's again, I would say, standards and specifications, as I mentioned regarding the passive house. I do know that there are many utilities out there which have specifications which are not necessarily state-of-the-art, mildly speaking. So I think also from that side one needs to improve the situation. State-of-the-art solutions need to flow into these specifications, which then in return will assure that latest solutions are being offered. Well, I mean, the move on one hand is linked to growth. Siemens is on a nice path of growth in the region, so we simply need to expand our office space, but that's of course only a side effect. On the other hand, we said ourselves, with that need arising, why don't we at the same time move into an office which is benchmark? And here we worked very closely with Mazda. We decided together with Mazda to build a building which is up to the highest standards, at least in the region. It's going to have elite platinum certification. It's 18,000 square meters, and into this building we basically integrated all technical solutions which are available as we speak from Siemens in order to save and conserve energy. That ranges from building automation to lighting, air conditioning. We have it all. And we are also planning to invite interested visitors of the World Future Energy Summit to see this building and to look a little bit behind the scenes.